Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
Hockey fans, are you ready to brave the wild with me, your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan? Brave the Wild is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps, and I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to the show. And of course, Brave the Wild is also on the Hockey Podcast Network, also known as THPN. Want to thank Dylan and Kyle so much for having me on board that awesome network and webpage. Do check it out for sure. You'll see it in the show description and the tweets and everything. So, yes, the Minnesota Wild this past week had a chance at 6 points. They wound up with, 3. Well, all right then. Not a very spectacular week for the Minnesota Wild. 3 out of 6 points. Yeah, it's not too good. You're seeing some gaps defensively. You're seeing goaltending that's not the same. Definitely gaps defensively. 3 games to review, 4 games to preview. Going to try to get going here. But, yeah, definitely a frustration to say the least. One other minor note, I guess you could say. Episode 398. Wow, 2 away from the 400th. So, wow, we're that close to the 400th episode of Brave the Wild. No, I'm not going to have some big, massive celebration. I'm not going to go into downtown something and go live. No, that's okay. But the 400th episode will be up and coming. There may or may not be some reminiscing on that one. We'll see. Should be fun. Either way. So, as long as we get to talk about the Minnesota Wild, and hopefully they'll be playing better at that point, because right now I'd say they're going through a little bit of a swoon, them being our Minnesota Wild. Unfortunately, an overtime victory over Seattle, an overtime loss to the New York Islanders, and pretty much a 5-1 butt kicking until Marcus Foligno's second goal of the season, with a couple, with less than a minute left, and the crowd going wild. The players certainly weren't. The crowd went, like we scored. I don't know if it was sarcastic applause or what, but none of the Wild players were all that excited. It's like, yeah, well, it went in. It's 5-2. All right. That was pretty much the vibe there. Not a good day. The younger Hughes brothers definitely getting the best of Big Brother, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. Upcoming, you have Winnipeg Jets. Again, winnable game. And it's funny how everybody's like, yeah, the New Jersey Devils have been reeling. They've been terrible. And then the Winnipeg Jets, they've been reeling. And Buffalo, they've not been reeling. Toronto's above 500 and Montreal's above 500. Those are all on the road. Buffalo, Toronto, Montreal, those will all be in the East Coast-ish area, basically. Eastern time zone type games. So rejoice. I guess those are the earlier games. Winnipeg is in our time zone, as you may imagine. And the Buffalo game actually is a 11:30 a.m. Saturday game. I can imagine Derek saying, Not That's about it, though. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I wish. Anyhow, let's get started. The Seattle Kraken, Minnesota Wild host the Seattle Kraken. Kind of a fun game. Oh, no, we did not host. We were hosted by the Seattle Kraken. My apologies. I don't know. I'm just mixed up in the head. Obviously, a super long road trip with the World Juniors that provided a U.S. team that didn't even medal or anything. Yeah, well, Jesper Wallstedt enjoyed this win because it's going to be a while, unfortunately. Yeah, well, 26 to 28 saves in this one. Basically shots on goal. Kirill Kaprizov, a couple of assists. Boldy, another assist. Hartman's been picking up the scoring a bit of late, including one off the knee versus the Devils. Yeah, good for him. Zuccarello, again, nice. And all of that. Yes, Zuccarello, of course, getting the game-winning goal. I'm like, wait a minute, yeah, duh, hello. He's the one with the actual game-winning goal. Faber continues to pick up the points of late as he's had some, he's been on a tear. He's definitely been on a tear. Both Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber have been on a tear. Faber's already at 28 points on the season, which is pretty exciting, actually. It's pretty damn good. I think he only had 27 last year, didn't he? If I remember correctly. So, or was it 29? I'm getting it mixed up, and I apologize. But he's already pretty much at last year's pace. 20. Okay, well that's this year. Hello. 29 last year. Okay, yep, 10 goals. So he's got already tied with his career high in goals. 47 games in. Just needs obviously he's one assist shy of last year, and all of that. Though he did have 39 assists in his official rookie year, him being Brock Faber, 82 games, 47 points. I think he's definitely on pace for something along that line, but of course, higher goal numbers. Definitely been scoring the goals, already got 10 on the season. So definitely something to watch, and it's exciting. A +2 was Brock Faber. Quinn Hughes adding his 5,000th assist. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, since he got here, he's over a point a game since joining the Minnesota Wild. What is it, 18 points in 16 games, so pretty epic stuff. And again, Faber has definitely been on a tear, and it's funny when you have legitimate, not that there was anything wrong with who Faber was skating with before necessarily, but it was an upgrade. It's okay to say that, right? Just like I asked on the Crease Assist podcast last week, is it safe to say Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman in Wild history? And how Derek said yes, and I was like, yeah, I agree. I agree. That's why I kind of asked it. I just wanted to throw it out there. Be it an obvious question or not obvious question, and kind of having fun with it. Yeah, Quinn Hughes is already the best defenseman in Wild history. Now the hope is, can we keep him? I hope so. Scratches in the game are Pitlick, that'd be Tyler, of course, Matt Kierstad, both Minnesota ties there, and Bogo, not buying one, get one there, with Zach Bogosian. With Damon Hunt returning to the lineup, 11 and a half minutes, one blocked shot, and 16 shifts, I guess. But good for him. Nice to see him, Damon Hunt, back out there skating for the Minnesota Wild, and all of that good stuff. Speaking of Damon Hunt and the Columbus Blue Jackets, which is what he was with last year, kind of like a rent in a way. Obviously, was sent there in the spectacular David Jiricek trade that has us all very excited. We got Hunt back, and Dean Evason has already been fired from the Columbus Blue Jackets, so that kind of sucks. So that's a little bit of news out there that took place this past week. Dean Evason fired from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Will he reemerge as a head coach again somewhere? Probably. Welcome to the National Hockey League. He might have about 6 head coaching jobs by the time his career is over. Who knows? I may be exaggerating a little, and I probably am, but you get the idea. Coaches definitely get extra chances. I believe this is John Hines' third head coaching gig in the National Hockey League, right? Devils, Predators, Minnesota Wild, and hopefully this one at least includes a playoff victory of some sort, so advancing in the postseason. Hopefully multiple advancements in the postseason, if you get my drift. Dean Evason has not advanced in either level, NHL or AHL, which is frightening stuff. As an assistant coach, Greg Cronin won the national championship, Yeah. That's Greg Cronin with the Iowa Wild as an assistant. Yeah, so did Bob Motzkow, and God bless Bob Motzkow, but I'd like to see him do it as a head coach for the Gophers. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, rabbit hole. I've escaped the rabbit hole, I believe. The Wild, fun game versus Seattle, though. I don't know. We were winning. We being the Wild were winning the game early, and the scoring just stopped. And it took overtime to survive and win. It's kind of annoying. Like, you had opportunities, finish. I don't know. The offense with the Wild has definitely been a question, and then now all of a sudden the defense is becoming a question after the Seattle game. And the goaltending, not as good either, if you didn't notice. Not so great. Could be worse, but I don't know. You gave up 4 goals technically versus the New York Islanders on late Saturday afternoon. Grand Casino Arena. Fun. Nice to be hosting the New York Islanders, but unfortunately the Islanders are significantly better. And I don't know. The Wild have had some ups and downs versus the Islanders over the years. There's no doubt. I suppose when you've been in the league almost as long as the North Stars already, which is crazy. I believe next year the Wild will have been in Minnesota as long as the North Stars were. That is odd, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? Makes you feel old, doesn't it? It really does. It does. Sorokin was spectacular. He stopped 33 shots out of 36. 3 goals given up isn't that spectacular, but still, it's less than 3 technically because it went into OT. Gustafsson was fine, not spectacular. He wasn't as good as Sorokin. He stopped 23 of 27, so basically he stopped 10 less shots than Sorokin. So it tells you something about Sorokin. Over on the other side, Quinn Hughes adding another trifecta in the assist category. 3 assists for Quinn Hughes. Are you kidding me? Joel Eriksson Ek, unfortunately, again, injured early in the Seattle game, which really totally sucks, and we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Maybe he will not go to the Olympics, and who knows, maybe Marcus Johansson will have a position instead. Who knows? But I don't know. Hopefully, Joel Eriksson Ek can come back. Very crucial. Funny how the Wild aren't winning games with Joel Eriksson Ek out of the lineup. He's extremely valuable. That's why the Wild squeaked into the playoffs last year after such an epic start, with Joel Eriksson Ek missing time off and on throughout the whole flipping season. That sucks. Damon Hunt adding an assist. Good for him in this one. But, yeah, that was one of the highlights. But arguably the highlight of this entire game. Are you ready for something semi-fun here? Semi-fun, if it's humanly possible, in a week where the Wild, have not been as hot as they had been. This guy named Ben Jones. Ever heard of him? Ever heard of Ben Jones? Let's see. Let's catch up here. 50th game in the National Hockey League. Well, 49th game in the National Hockey League, actually. Scores his first goal, finally. Ben Jones scored a goal. Oh, man. Impossible to not feel good for the guy. 22 games into this season. 22 games into this season, 26 games last season, 2 games for the Vegas Golden Knights in 21-22. Pretty damn good AHL player, but man, a spectacular OHL player. 102 points in his final season, 68 games with the Niagara Ice Dogs. Rolls right off your tongue there. Was pretty solid in the playoffs as well, 11 games, 7 points, 12 points the year before in 10 games. So pretty good in the postseason at the Ontario Hockey League level. Not so great in the AHL level in the playoffs. 9 games, 2 points. We're the Calgary Wranglers. Calgary Wranglers, that would be the Flames organization, I would hope, right? Yeah, no kidding. Duh. Who else could it be? Who'd you think it was? The the California Golden Seals? I don't know. Maybe the Cleveland Barons. Oh wait, they did that metamorphosis thing with the North Stars and then the Sharks. Yeah, weirdest thing I've ever seen. I bring that up every now and then, but we'll get off of that because we got to keep going. Yeah, Ben Jones has been a nice AHL player, but at the NHL level just could not get the puck in the damn net or get assists either, not even accidentally. And he scores against the New York Islanders, and it's like, Ben Jones, I'm happy for you. Yes, I'm happy for him. Hard not to be. It's ridiculous how many games he played for the Wild, too. It's like you don't want to crap on the guy, but it's like, yes, please score something, please. It's like the combination of score a damn goal and, man, I feel happy for him. So it's kind of a mix. But so like mixed emotions a little bit, but generally speaking, very happy for the guy. It was his night, and congratulations, Ben Jones. Yes, hopefully you get a hat trick in one of these days. Yes, I hope he does. It'd be nice. Probably not likely, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Now that I've babbled some more here, made a dummy of myself. Wild just unable to finish in this one, unable to finish the job. Obviously, again, it was a solid game. Nice, hanging in there, that kind of thing. Isn't that cute and adorable? Nobody could score in the third period, which was a freaking bummer, It just was. Where is everything? Okay, yes, the Wild actually led this one 3-2 at one point. Kirill Kaprizov getting his 25th goal of the season. Hunt with his third assist. Quinn Hughes is 36th on that one. So some notables in that case. Definitely an entertaining hockey game. And, of course, Ben Jones opening up the scoring. How exciting was that? Very early in the game, too. Like, wow, he did it. Sweet, man. Matt Boldy with his team leading 27th goal on the power play, but then giving up a shorty with Casey Sizakis of the New York Islanders when they tied it up, and then of course nobody scoring in the third, and Simon Holmstrom ending it with Tony D'Angelo and Jonathan Drouin. Very familiar names there. Guys definitely moving around all over the league the last several years, and that's how that goes. Definitely familiar names in the 2 assists there, but the Islanders win. A minute 34 into OT and another point lost. Damn. So that'd be the last point the Wild would earn in this little group of 3 games, because the Hughes Bowl, as we call it, definitely tilted a certain direction because it was 2-on-1. You see, that's the reason. You know, it was whoever had the most Hugheses was going to win this game, and it was a 66%.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phones 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data, go to noblemobile.com/YANG10, and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
And the Devils are going to win because there's 2 Hugheses over there, right? Isn't that why they won? I don't know. I think the Wild defense sucked. I think what's-his-face, Jesper Wallstedt was bad. I thought Jesper Wallstedt was pretty bad in this game. He gave up 5 goals. They were all 100%, well, I'm not going to say 100% his fault, but they were, and unfortunately, they all count against him. You know, there's no empty net or anything like that. 29 shots, 24 saves, save percentage of about 83. And 5 goals given up. Yuck. That's, I don't know. That's kind of that's just not a good game, basically. I do think Jesper Wallstedt has definitely dropped off a bit. I think it's safe to say. Is it safe to say Jesper Wallstedt's dropped off? That's a question. I'd be like, yes. I just answered that question. Yeah, well, he has, easily. Hartman, again, the puck off the knee. Good for him. That was great to get the Wild doing something in the game. That was a wonderful thing. Unfortunately, the season is a sweep for the New Jersey Devils. It was a bad matchup for Minnesota this year, way back in October when the Wild stunk. 4-1 victory for the Devils, and when the Wild have been better, but have not been as good of late, a 5-2 loss on January the 12th. Ugh, yuck. Yeah, it was bad. What am I doing here? Where is everything? Okay, I get it. So funny, right? Am I exciting? No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, yes. The Devils did open up the scoring. The Wild got on the board, but then an awful third period. Jesper Wallstedt felt a lot like Steve Wallstedt. Or Jesper Steve. I don't know. It wasn't a good day for Jesper Wallstedt. They weren't all his fault, but they weren't, but he would get a percentage of fault in every one of them. Put it that way. There'd be a percentage. There were defensive breakdowns, but, make the save. I don't know. It's possible that a good goalie, especially one that looks extremely promising this year, and he was doing it earlier, making those big saves, but they just weren't coming in this one. It was just Devil's goal, Devil's goal, Devil's goal. And, yeah, Dougie Hamilton, I guess there's been some weird stuff going on there where he wants to get out of there. They especially want to get him out of there, but it's a 10-team thing, and they're trying to trade him to teams that he doesn't agree to, and I don't know. It's a bummer. Dougie Hamilton, former Calgary Flame, of course. Hershier, game winner very recently. I believe that was last night. 2 assists in this one. Nico Hershier, who's definitely... He took a while to get going, but once he did, he's turned into a hell of a player, to be fair. 2 assists for the captain of the New Jersey Devils. Unfortunately, again, things not going all so great for them. 69 points last year, 37 this year already, so definitely on pace for some good numbers. Again, doesn't look like a superstar, but certainly been good. Luke Hughes, definitely, he did have 44 points last year. Wow. And another number 43. He's a tall one. He's the actual tall Hughes. Quinn is only like 5'10", and Jack is kind of in the middle somewhere. Yeah, he's tall. Luke is a big, tall guy. 44 points last year, 26 this year. It's like I was going to say, he's kind of the least of the stars, you could say, but he's still pretty good. He's still pretty darn good, and I'd take him here in a heartbeat. But good luck with that. 4th overall pick for the Devils previously. Number 1 overall pick in Jack Hughes's case. Remember, he was looked on as a phenom. He's had his ups and downs. He's had his injuries and all of that. 30 points on the season so far. 70 points last year for Jack. Number 1 overall pick again in 2001. What am I talking about? 2019. Born in 2001. 2001 draft pick? I'd be an old dude now. Makes me feel old too, but I suppose if I was drafted, I would have been 98, 99 around there. So, yeah. Graduated in 98, dang it. Yeah. Go me not. Jack Hughes, though, again, yes, they kicked our butts, and it was annoying. Cody Glass, again, unfortunately, the former, for his sake anyway, Calgary Flame reject, or what am I saying? The Vegas Golden Knights reject, their first ever first-round pick, 6th overall. Definitely has not lived up to it, unfortunately. I don't think the Knights helped him a whole lot either. But he's been okay. 10 goals on the season, but 2 assists. He's kind of all over the place. So God bless the Winnipeg native there. Okay, the Devils beat us, okay? Yeah, they beat us. The Mike Modano Award winner for this episode is Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes, yep, spectacular again. He looked like the diamond in the rough when the Wild were struggling again, creating scoring chances, making big plays. Obviously, everybody got beat, so it is what it is. The James Shepard Memorial for this one, I hate to do it, I really do. But if you're going to be honest, and hopefully it motivates him or something, just even obviously the chances of him listening are 1 in, God knows, 1 in 10,000 or something at best. Jesper Wallstedt is going to bring home his first, I think it's his first. It's got to be, right? Maybe. James Shepard Memorial. I thought he was soft in the Devils game. Again, not all his fault, but the percentage still is there. Even if it's 20%, 30%, 75%, at least one of them was about 75%. Defensive breakdowns, but at the same time, saves that could be made. Be it a nice one-time scoring chance for the Devils, some kind of a breakaway. He had line of sight on the puck. It's like, stop. I mean, at least one of them was like a pretty nasty screen and a ugly bounce and such, a good deflection. So you can't crap on Wallstedt there. I mean, for simply not making the save, it is what it is. But, yeah, some of them are much harder than others, with that said. So, with that, we'll take a quick break and come back for some previews and looking around the league a bit. Well, looking around the prospect pool is what I'm trying to say. And, this isn't Purple Mafia. Looking around the league. Yep. And, eventually the fan interaction. And we are back here on Brave the Wild, segment number 2. 4 games to preview, like I talked about. What do we have? The Winnipeg Jets tonight, which is nice. The Buffalo Sabres, the Saturday afternoon game. Oh, boy. Those, Buffalo Sabres and Saturday afternoon. That just, I don't know. I'm scared of that one. I'm not kidding. And then the Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens, some original 6 magic here. And then even Detroit, that's another original 6. And Chicago. So there's 4 of the original 6s. Coming up in the next 2 weeks here at the very least. But it'll be 3 in a row. But Detroit will be a preview next week. Those look some fun games coming up. Okay, yeah. So finally, a bit of a homestand as well, balancing things out here after that long road trip because of the World Junior Classic, in which the U.S. didn't even get a... Yeah, I know, I'm not happy about it. Winnipeg Jets, Buffalo Sabres, Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens. Winnipeg Jets. Well, let's get to that in a minute. First, we're going to hear from DraftKings right here and right now. The jaw-dropping moments that make hockey, hockey. Experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. So there you go, St. Louis Blues fans. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network, of course. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.com/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2026. All rights reserved. And all rights reserved to continue this podcast. Love DraftKings. Thank you very much. And yes, we will continue. I love that 7877. It rolls right off your tongue, doesn't it? Anyhow, I don't know what I'm saying. Winnipeg Jets, and I almost forgot. That's the scary part. I was like, whoa, stop. Before I jump into the Winnipeg Jets here. Grand Casino Arena, 18, 22, and 5 are the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets have landed. Maybe. I don't know. The way we've been playing, who knows? They might beat us 5-1. Neil Pionk, injured reserve, just happened here. Wednesday, Jan 14th. And question mark, like usual. Injury report on both sides, of course. Joel Eriksson-Ek did not play in Monday's game, and that's all they're going to tell us. Day to day, which is a lot better than injured reserve. Zach Bogosian, injured reserve on Jan 10th. Zach Bogosian hurt again. Ugh, jeez. Let's see if there's some more Winnipeg Jets here. Besides the 3 showing, there are 4. Wrong, there are 5. There are 4 players right there. Okay, sorry. Star Trek Next Generation. And then I get zapped because there's actually 5. No, there are 4. You lying piece of... Anyway, Colin Miller, defense, injured reserve. The Jets on Wednesday, Jan 14th. Miller is week to week. Morgan Barron. Day today, the Jets said Barron is a game-time decision for Thursday's game against the Wild. So, okay, Morgan, we'll see if we see you out there. Hayden Fleury. Interesting last name. Injured reserve, Jets on Wednesday, Jan 14th. Fleury is week to week. And that's of Jan 6th officially, but on 14th they said he's week to week. Retroactive and all that cute stuff. Comparisons. The Jets are 22nd in goals. The Wild are 15th, though sometimes it feels like the Wild are 32nd. Power play, the Jets are 10th. The Wild are 20th. The Wild are 10th. Goals against the Jets are 16th. The Wild are 6th. Again, let's keep that high if we can here. Lately it hasn't been good. Penalty kill, they both stink. Winnipeg at 21st. Wild 22nd. Wild are the best team in the league at staying out of the box. Keep it up, guys. That will at least prevent penalty kills from happening. If you stop them, that's another thing. Please do. The Winnipeg Jets have the 12th most penalty minutes in the league. A good 120 more than the Minnesota Wild. So again, I'm glad to be on the other side of the penalty minutes. Funny, the Wild record is a lot better than it used to be, in previous seasons. The season series at this club, this frickin' Winnipeg Jets. Well, Minnesota does lead the series 2-1. This is the rubber match, an opportunity to win the series 3-1, and they better. That's all I got to say there. Winnipeg did win back in that awful October, 4-3. The Wild then shut them out. That would probably most likely Jesper Wallstedt, but who knows? I could look it up. November 23rd. That was right around Thanksgiving there, almost. Yeah, Jesper Wallstedt, 32 saves. Congratulations there. And then an overtime victory after Christmas. 4-3 victory for the Minnesota Wild, and that's when we were like, Christmas hangover, what's going on here? And Wild haven't had that hot of a record since then. It's been okay. Just been okay. It's not been that great. Overtime victory over the Jets. We gave up a point, but hey, at least we got 2, and I don't think the Jets are going to knock us out of division leadership at the moment. Again, this is the rubber match of the series. The Wild have officially, when you consider overtime or whatever, The Wild have lost 4 out of the last 5. It's not been good, and the Jets have won 3 in a row, and they look good. They listen to these teams that gave the Wild. They all gave the Wild hell in the last 5. Los Angeles Kings 5-1. Yikes! They beat the Kings 5-1. New Jersey Devils who killed us 4-3. New York Islanders who beat us in a back and forth battle 5-4. Uh-oh. That's all I got to say about that. So this isn't going to be a walk in the park. The Wild need to definitely show up, and show up they must. Doggone it. Connor Hellebuck has had an up and down season. 27 games, 11 and 12 on the year, 2.75 goals against average. The save percentage just under 90. Eric Comrie has not had a good season so far. 7 wins, 9 losses, 3.33 goals against average, and a save percentage of 88.4. Ouch. So Mark Scheifele leading the club in scoring with 54 points. Good job. 22 goals, 32 assists. Basically identical numbers here between Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele. The only difference is Kyle Connor averages 6 seconds more time on ice. That's the only difference. 22 goals, 32 assists, 54 points, 45. You get the idea. Isn't that weird? Josh, in the Purple Mafia podcast, we call that an urban legend. I mean, it's odd. I mean, that's an odd similarity there. It's kind of cool, though. It's kind of cool. Gabriel Velarde. I mean, this team can score goals. They definitely can. 18 goals, 23 assists. At least they're top heavy. The Wild can score goals too, I suppose. I mean, Boldy's 27, Kaprizov 25. So the hell am I talking about? But the total point number is pretty good for the top 2 guys there. Velarde with 41 and Josh Morrissey. And, God bless these guys for being able to stay healthy. You don't need a writer. 44 games. Alex Iafallo, 45 games. Jonathan Taves, 45 games. Look at that. So, and yet they're losing. Isn't that weird? So it didn't help that Mr. Connor Hellebuck was hurt, though. That's kind of one of the big things. He missed time this year. That's all you got to say about that. Nino Niederreiter, only 1 missed game this year. Former Wild player, of course, scored the series clinching goal in overtime in Game 7 versus the Colorado Avalanche. He did Andrew Brunette 2.0. Not quite as exciting as that first one because that was a complete shocker. Whereas it's like, oh, we did this before. It was 10 years ago, but yeah, 11 years ago, actually. Chronologically, and now it's been another 11 years, hasn't it? Yeah, yay, we get to wait 11 years to advance in the postseason. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Oh, it's only 11 years. You're going to... It's just ridiculous. Luke Shen, what's he doing? 5 points. 1 goal, 4 assists in 31 games. Not been a magical season for him, that's for sure. To say the least. Cole Perfetti's missed some time. That does not help the Winnipeg Jets cause either. Only 31 games. 3 goals, 11 assists. Not standing out all too much. It is what it is. The Wild need to win this hockey game, damn it. And the Wild, the Jets have been playing significantly better. They're trying to climb out of the bottom of the Central Division, which is where they're at the moment. The Wild have been flirting around with second place with the Dallas Stars, and we'll see how that turns out. But Wild, beat the Jets tonight, please. 4-3. 4-3 victory for the Wild over the Jets. Most likely guy to score in tonight's game will be Brock Faber again. Why not? Keep it up. Get your 11th goal, Brock. Go, Brock, go. Yes, sir. Buffalo Sabres. Oh, no. Well, they're good now. I'm happy for them. I'm very happy for the Buffalo Sabres. Anybody that wants to kick them and make fun of them and all that, I was never a fan of kicking the Sabres around. I kind of like them, dang it. I don't love them, but I kind of like them. Kind of. What's wrong with the Sabres? You hate the Sabres for what? Like, would they're not the Blackhawks with the obnoxious playoff series. Like, the Wild have all their hopes, and then 5 minutes in the game, it's 3-0 Blackhawks, and they're celebrating like a bunch of jackasses. I don't know, it's so annoying to watch. Patrick Kane with all his antics, at least back then. Now, not so much. I like him now, but back then it was annoying to watch. It really was. I feel like they're just rubbing it in our face. They kind of were, actually. But anyhow, they kind of were. Buffalo Sabres don't necessarily do that. Of course, you don't know what personality some of these guys have out there. What kind of the stuff they say. Sabres, though, 25, 16, and 4 on the season. Key Bank Center. Congratulations to the city of Buffalo. Hopefully the Bills can get past the Broncos this weekend. And, yeah, we'll see. Maybe the city of Buffalo is going to have some winning. Maybe some super-duper winning. If the Bills can finally get past that hump. The hump of humps. The 5th Super Bowl appearance and maybe a championship. Josh Norris. So the injury report day-to-day did not return on Jan 14th. Josh Dunn. On Jan 14th, expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. That sucks. So there you go. Alex Lyon, the goalie, injured reserve. Buffalo Sabres said on Jan 7th, expected to miss an additional 7 to 10 days. So that was at the end of the year, basically, there. Connor Timmins, injured reserve. The Sabres. Did I call the Bills? Josh? No. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, let's get off of that for the moment. Boy, my head is spinning now. Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly, no, Connor Timmins, injured reserve. The Bills, they did it again. The Sabres placed Connor Timmins on injured reserve on Saturday, December 20th. That's a while already. About a month. Yuri Kulich, I think. Injured reserve, November 10th. Yeesh. Significant time due to a blood clot issue. So, hope you'll be okay, Yuri. I'm sorry to hear that. November 4th, he's been out, actually, officially. So, Yuri, God bless, and speedy recovery there. Justin Danforth, right winger, injured reserve as of on Saturday, October 18th. That's pretty serious stuff, unfortunately. So, apologize to hear that, or sorry to hear that. Buffalo Sabres with I keep thinking of Josh. I want the quarterback. I want them to get it done. Anyhow, Sabres scoring is 16th. Power play is 22nd. Goals against 15th. Penalty kill 4th. Kind of like the North Stars in the early Wild. Yep, kind of like the North Stars in their final years here and the early Wild. Remember that? It's like the Wild picked up from the North Stars with, when Jacques Lemaire was the coach in the early days. That penalty kill was awesome. Like number 1 in the league. The North Stars had the best penalty kill in the league for a very long time in their final years here in Minnesota. I mean, it was good. It was like number 1? Wow. But the power play was always kind of Excuse me. So, and the penalty minutes, they're right around the middle, are the Sabres. The Sabres. They have won 4 out of their last 5. Just a 3-4 loss to the, or 4-3 loss anyway to the Florida Panthers. They beat the Canucks, the Rangers, the Anaheim Ducks, and the Philadelphia Flyers recently. A nice win. They kind of kicked their butts 5-2. Did the Sabres. Buffalo Sabres. They've been good, and that's all you need to know there. As for this game, 11:30, I don't know. I think the Sabres win, unfortunately. I do. I'm not trying to be negative. It's just a reality kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. It's a funky matchup. Have we played them this year? Yes, they beat us. Of course they did. I remember that. I remember thinking, we can't beat Buffalo. We just can't. And that was around the time Buffalo started to play better. But the Buffalo record was still pretty meh at best at the time. And it's like we had them and we didn't have them. We just found a way to lose to the Buffalo bleeping Sabres. So in this case, if the Wild get a point, I'll be somewhat happy. Annoyed, like losing on overtime or something, or shootout, which is really annoying. But I get the feeling the Sabres are going to beat the Wild in regulation. Unfortunately, I think this is a 0-point game for the Wild. 4-2 Buffalo. Most likely got to score for the Minnesota Wild is going to be Matt Boldy. Yep, got a 4-2 loss, unfortunately, is my prediction. And the Wild then head to Ontario, not Manitoba, to play the 23-16-7 Toronto Maple Leafs, home of the American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. I wish they won. Damn it. I was not happy. God. It's just made me so mad. I hate the Dodgers so much. But anyhow, get off of that miniature rant there. Injury report for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'm sure I'm not the only person who hates the Dodgers that's listening or whatever. Nicholas Robertson, day-to-day, as of Jan 13th, versus the Mammoth. Chris Tanev, he's been around a bit. Injured reserve, December 31st. Happy New Year. Out indefinitely. Ouch. Dakota Joshua, that's a cool name. Injury reserve, December 20th, and that's extended time. So again, Happy New Year to him, unfortunately. Anthony Stolarz, the goaltender, injured reserve, has no timetable for his return on the ice. And that was way back on Jan 10th. So, or I mean, yeah, he's been out since November 11th is what I'm trying to say. The great Northern Lights display, that was spectacular. I'm sure it was really good in Toronto as well. I mean, that was every time I see November 11th, it's like, Veterans Day. I'm like, I have to keep thinking about that. 2025, greatest Northern Lights display of all time. It was just, the sky looked like a Neapolitan ice cream, man. I'm not even kidding. Anyhow, yeah, and this was, since that day, November 11th, which is a long time ago, and then the update on Jan 10, there's no timetable. Yeesh, what is going on there? That can't be good. Dakota Mermitz, former Minnesota Wild player. Nice to hear from him, but unfortunately in the wrong terms here. Injured reserve, the Toronto Maple Leafs sent Dakota Mermitz to the minors for a conditioning loan. So to kind of go heal up. What are they? The Marlies, I believe they're called. Interesting name. Very interesting name. I think it's Toronto Marlies. Yep, I think they still reside in the same town. This is the season. Series opener. Pardon me, on Monday, and the series finale because it's Eastern Conference is March 15th. Tons of sunlight should be expected by then. Well, a lot more than now, but it is growing. If you noticed, especially the sun sets almost 5 p.m. already. Cool. TNT for that one on not Monday, but on March 15th. Comparisons: the Leafs 9th in goals, 26th and the power play. What's going on there? They do have a great shooting percentage. I'll bring it up when it's a real high number. 4th in the league. Wow. Goals against, they're 23rd. Penalty killed, they're 3rd. Hello, North Stars. Yep. Penalty minutes 20. Yep. Well, they have the 27th most, so that's really good. They've stayed out of the box, so good respect there. Maple Leafs have had their ups, their downs. There are Minnesota ties with the Maple Leafs, if I ever can click on the button here. Joseph Woll has been pretty good in goal. 18 games. He's 11-4 on the season, so he can definitely help the Maple Leafs head in the right direction. 2.54 goals against average. Save percentage of almost 92 and 2 shutouts. So go Joseph Woll. Good for him. Stolarz was definitely struggling before that. 6-5 with a 3.51 goals against average and a save percentage of 88.5. Ugh. Yuck. That sucks. William Nylander leading the club in scoring. Not in goals, but total points. And he's missed 10 games already, too. 16 goals, 30 assists for 46 points. John Tavares, the wily veteran, 46 games. God bless him. 40 points, almost a point a game. So he's doing everything he can there. 16 goals, 24 assists. Matthew Nyes, former Gopher, should have been a national champion. I'm still bitter about it. Oh, yes, I am. 38 points in 43 games, -3 on the season, 12 goals. Austin Matthews with 26 assists. 22 goals for Austin Matthews. He's the star, of course, we all know. And they lost the other star to the Golden Knights. Yeah, it is what it is. 22 goals, 15 assists for Austin Matthews. He's missed 6 games on the season. He's one of the few pluses. He's a +7. 37 total points for Austin Matthews, who's, I believe, from Vegas, isn't he? Or is it Arizona? Oliver Ekman-Larsson rolls right off your tongue. I love that one. Classic. He's a good player, too. Former Phoenix Coyote, right? I don't think he played for the Mammoth, but the same franchise. 7 goals, 21 assists. Pretty damn good defenseman. He's a +3 on the year. 28 points. He's good. Good stuff. Max Domi, wily veteran. 20 points in 40 games. Good for him. Any Minnesota ties? Yep, Dakota Mermitz, 1 goal in 11 games for Dakota Mermitz, defenseman. That 7th defenseman kind of guy, and he's been out since November, if I remember correctly. So that kind of sucks. Morgan Riley, 26 points in 45 games. He's a -14. Ouch. Whoa, Troy Stetcher is a +10 in 27 games. Wow, on the ice at the right time. That's all I got to say about that. Because his numbers aren't that hot stuff. But, it's just on the ice at the right time, They like to repeat and repeat and repeat. Where are the last games here? What's going on? I'm losing my mind, and I apologize. What the flip Saunders? Did I hit the wrong thing? Oh, it's a duplicate. That's my bad. Things got duplicated. Toronto had won at least 4 in a row, beating Florida, Philadelphia, Vancouver 5-0, and Colorado 4-3. Wow. Before getting, stomped by the Utah Mammoth. Is that the best way to put it? Stampeded. Yeah, they got crushed by the Utah Mammoth 6-1. Yikes. It was a back-to-back. They put all their energy in that Colorado game and then got kaboom. They got literally stomped out by a herd of mammoth. So 6-1. Oh man, that's painful. Yes, but this is a tricky one. Obviously, you're going to have two different goaltenders. One's going to be Wallstedt. One's going to be Gustafsson. I can imagine Gustafsson versus the Leafs, Wallstedt versus the Montreal Canadiens. Is it going to be a sweep here? I don't think so. I don't know. Damn it. Well, I've had funny history with Toronto. It's just one of those. Every matchup feels funny, doesn't it? Like, we kick their butts this game, and then they kick our butts the next one. Kind of like the Kings. Kind of, isn't? Yeah, hasn't the history with the Leafs been kind of checkered with the Wild? Obviously, with Buffalo, it's been awful, including some weird trades in the past. One that felt really good at the beginning, but then it ended up not being so good. The Pominville one. Tuck, of course, is in Buffalo. I didn't even talk about him, which is sad. But yeah, he misses time. But when he's up, when he's good, he's really good. I don't know, man. I want to believe a victory here. Somehow, I don't know. I think Toronto. I don't know. I think Toronto's probably going to win. I don't know. It's a funny matchup. I think the Maple Leafs beat the Wild like some high-scoring 5-3 type of game. Maybe it's an OT. The Wild squeak out a point, but unfortunately, like an OT shootout type of thing. But the Leafs get a point versus the Leafs. Most likely got to score Kirill the Thrill. Montreal Canadiens back to back, unfortunately. And yes, this will be the Wallstedt game. I'm even projecting it. I have a feeling Wallstedt bounces back, but we'll get to that in a minute. Unfortunately, Montreal's scoring is way up there, so I might be way off here on my prediction. Montreal's 5th in the league in scoring. Wow. Power play's 11th. Their shooting percentage is 3rd. Ooh. Goals against 24th. So this could be the high scoring one. We'll see what happens. Penalty kills 14th, and the penalty minutes they have the 4th most penalty minutes. They have over 200 more penalty minutes than the Minnesota Wild. Montreal is 3-2 in their last 5, including a shutout loss to the Detroit Red Wings. Interesting. Who've been way better this year. Beating Calgary, Florida, shut out by Detroit, crushed Vancouver 6-3. They've not been good. And then losing to Washington 3-2. So, yes, as for the Montreal, Quebec. Let's get to the actual stuff here. We haven't played them this year, have we? We have not. This is the series opener. The series finale is February 2nd, so not too far off. NBA trade deadline is right around that week, so that'll be interesting. That will be in Grand Casino Arena. I'm actually saying it correctly. It was Excel Energy since day one, and somehow I'm actually saying it correctly. It's a miracle. And it's not like I'm going to Grand Casino every day. So otherwise, then it would be easy. Anyhow, this is in the Forum. Well, one of them. What is it called? The Bell Center. Bell Centre. Apologize for my delay here. What happened? I must have clicked on something I wasn't supposed to. Shoot, shucks. Montreal Canadien. Obviously, again, one of the toughest teams to play against in Blades of Steel. There's no doubt about that. I thought they had better goaltending than this. Oh, no, they don't. That was Toronto. That Wool was pretty good. Jacob Fowler, 9 games, 4-3, 2.46 goals against average, and a shutout, and a save percentage just under 91. So wrap your head around that. He's barely above 500 with all those nice numbers. And then you get Jacob Dobbs, and he's 14-5. Okay, you hear that right? Save percentage 3, or excuse me, goals against average 301. I mean, is what I'm trying to say. And save percentage of 888. No shutouts yet. He's 14-5. So nice goal support, guys. Samuel Montebelt. I don't think it ends that way. Yeah, I think it's Montebel. 8 wins, 6 losses, 3.35 goals against average, a save percentage of 87.4. Yikes. Anyhow, the goaltending is not so good except for Jacob Fowler, who's been pretty good. Let's look at the injury report if humanly possible. I should have it up, and it usually is. Yes. 4 guys here. Jake Evans, injured reserve, set on Saturday 27th. He's been out since at least the 20th of December, 4-6, with a lower body injury. At least some description, if any. Kirby Dach, former Black Hawk, I do believe, injured reserve. December, they put him on long-term injured reserve December 20th. He's been out since November 16th, like a month earlier. Alex Newhook, big name for the most part, at least in the draft. Injured reserve, man, he's been out since mid-November, 17th. Ouch. And 14th officially. Patrick Laine, very familiar name. He's been out the whole damn season, basically. And he could return to the lineup as early as late January. So, okay, that'd be a nice addition. Patrick Laine, right winger. He's been out since October 18th, officially, actually. So, pretty much the beginning of the year there. And they said on Jan 10, he could return as early as late January. So, there you go. It's always nice to have a good player return from injuries. Yeah, I think things got confused here because when you click on the injury report, it pops up an extra window or whatever. Nick Suzuki, 14 goals, 36 assists, 50 points to lead the way. He's a plus 17 in 47 games, and these guys are staying very healthy. 47 games are like how many? The first 7 players there. Good job staying healthy. This is out of respect that I'm doing this. Lane Hudson, 37 assists for him. Definitely been getting it done in the power play. 10 power play assists there. Lane Hudson, 8 goals, 37 assists, 45 points. Cole Caulfield, pardon me. He's been a wonderful addition over the years now. From the draft, of course, 21 goals to lead the way, 22 assists, 43 total points for the Montreal Canadiens. I have a feeling, it's like you think maybe the Toronto game is going to be the lower scoring one, but the Wild don't win, and it goes to OT, and the Wild do not win. Maybe this one also goes to OT and the Wild do get the win. Something like 4-3. Wild win 4-3. Toronto will be 3-2. This will be 4-3. Kirill Kaprizov with Toronto. Montreal Canadiens. The guy that's scoring in this one is going to be... Who's the most likely guy to score in this one? Oh, I'd like to say Drew Eriksson Ek. Doggone it, I sure would. Sure like to see him out there skating and healthy. We're going to go with, we're going to have a little bit of fun here with Danila Yurov. I think Danila Yurov is going to score in a funky game. 4-3 victory. Might even be the game winner in OT. Danila Yurov. I'm going to predict that. Danila Yurov scores the game-winning goal for the Minnesota Wild in Belle Centre. And the Wild get the victory. It's the Montreal Canadiens, who are third in the Atlantic Division. Good for them. Toronto, though, is pretty close. Objects in your mirror are closer than they appear. They're 6th in the Atlantic. They have they're 3 games behind, 2.5 games, I guess you could say. So it is what it is. One of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's more of the points that people look at in the National Hockey League. Let's see if I can click on this without waiting for 20 minutes. Yes, and Mr. Harbaugh is going to probably be coaching the New York Giants. Good for him. They are 6 points behind. So yeah, it's like 3 games, yes. 6 points behind, and they have a game in hand versus Montreal. Buffalo's still in the wild card. What the hell? Jeez. But because teams like Montreal are playing well. Rhyme not intended. But the Wild do win in overtime in this one. So what do we have? I believe it's going to be something like 5 out of 8 points this week. Not too bad. I don't. The only one I'm almost certain the Wild do not get a point out of is Buffalo. Got a icky vibe with the Buffalo Sabres, and I kind of like them. That's the funny part. I actually kind of like the Sabres. So with that said, let's dip into the prospects of humanly possible here. Liam Ogren, former prospect now, 5 points in 15 games. Definitely not too spectacular with Vancouver, but it's better than 0 points in 18. Damn it. 12 points in 57 so far in his National Hockey League career. Danila Yurov, 16 and 37. So go Danila for the most part. And he looks the part. An NHL player. The Iowa Wild, here we go there and suffer some more. Oh, as Aaron Rodgers, a famous soundbite of him going, ugh, after another playoff loss. Gerald Mayhew, 12 goals to lead the club with 20 points as well. David Spacek, who we had a conversation about last week, who should be looked at more than David Jiricek at this point. You got the wrong David. We have the wrong Jiricek and the wrong David when it comes to the Wild. And, looking at guys, promoting guys. Get it right. Get it right, guys. The wrong Jiricek and the wrong David. Isn't that funny? Should have that. What was his name? I think I forgot the other Jiricek. Shoot. Maybe I can dig that up real quick. But he looks awesome, and unfortunately, he's obviously on his way to being a heck of a player for a year. I'm not getting it right. I'm just making it harder on myself. The infamous spinning spinning wheel crap, as my friend Paul would say years ago. I can't get it right. That looks correct, but it's not. Nope. I'm sucks when and the computer's freezing on me. That doesn't help. There he is. Okay. It's Adam, right? Yeah, Adam Juracek, 16th overall pick by the Blues, and he's kicking butt in the OHL. But again, 16th overall pick. We'll see how it goes with him. He's doing it at a higher level so far. In the World Juniors, David had 6 points, 5 goals. Damn, for Czech Republic. So go Adam. I believe David was in the World.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate and champion of getting more money into the hands of millions of Americans. I want to tell you about our new company, Noble Mobile, which is the first phone carrier that pays you to use your phone less. Did you know Verizon and AT&T paid out $18 billion in dividends to shareholders last year? That's money they make by overcharging you for data. Noble changes all that. You get unlimited everything on the T-Mobile network. Plus, when you use your phone less, you get up to $20 in cash back each month, and we give you a 5.5% interest rate on it. Most importantly, Noble members use their phone 17% less each month because, hey, people like money. And as a listener to this show, you can try Noble for just $10 if you visit noblemobile.com and use the code YANG10. Stop overpaying for your data. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10 and start getting paid to use your phone less today.
Years in the past. Yes, he had 7 points in 23. That's pretty good. So 7 points, 7 games. That's good. So maybe don't be fooled, I guess. I don't know. Because David was taken higher. Hunter Haight, 12 points. He's a minus 12, though, in 26 games, pardon me. Who else? Caden Bankier. What has he got? Only 8 points in 31 games. He's a minus 9. Carson Lambos is a minus 5. He's got 8 points, though, defenseman. Okay, there's something there, a little bit. Jack Pert, minus 13. Gosh, 8 points. At least he's getting the offense up, but the plus minus is not improving at the moment, and just, I don't know. Things haven't been so great in Iowa at all for a very long time. Riley Mercer, who was an extremely positive, unfortunately had a couple of losses lately. Still sparkling goals average of 2.33 and a save percentage of about 91. One single shutout for him. Riley Height, 11 points in 35 games and a minus 15. Oof. So it's, again, not going well in Montreal, in Iowa. Sorry, I'm feeling distracted with all the noise. Okay, sorry. Matt Kerstad, three assists in 23 games, minus 12. Jeez. I just don't know what to tell you. Every time I look at Iowa, it's like, it's depressing. It really is depressing. Petrovsky's also been in Iowa, I believe. No, I got him mixed up with someone else. He had a really good World Junior a couple years ago for Slovakia, 24. 9 points. Holy crap. Certainly not doing that at the Czech level. He's got, 5 goals, but it is the professional level versus under 20s. 26 games, 5 goals. He's a plus 3, so okay. Petrovsky. Ryan Healy of Harvard, yes. He was off to a hot start. Things have slowed down a bit for him. 15 games, 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists. That's Harvard University, of course, senior year. Michael Milne, shall we check on him for a quick? Mikey Milne, 4 games for the Syracuse Crunch after the trade year, and nothing. So -2 also. Rager Lorenz of Denver, senior year, 17 points in 23 games. He's a left wing, +9 on the year. So, all right, we'll see what happens there. Of course, no Steve William with Denver or the Wild anymore. Crazy to think about that, isn't it? Jimmy Clark, the Gophers. He's in his junior year, 12 points, 21 games. He's even in the ±, 4 goals, 8 assists. Yeah, all right. Now the Gophers surprised me a bit. Kalen Parker, Michigan Tech, 7 points still, 24 games now, but he's a +5. Okay. Michigan Tech, whatever they are, Huskies. I think they're the Huskies, right? My brain just all fried here all of a sudden. Aaron Pionk. Oh, no, okay. Now he's getting something. 4 points recently. Great. Yeah, good job. 22 years of age, though. An older college player. Finally, what was he stuck at like 1 assist in like 21 games or something? So picking it up here, 5 assists now on the year. And he's a -5 for University of Minnesota Duluth from Hermantown. Hockey Town, you could call it. Kumpelainen is also with the Iowa Heartlanders. That's where I was getting mixed up. Yeah, okay, getting a couple of doubles and home runs here so far. Good for him. Dropping down to AA. 7 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. And yes, I do baseball comparisons for fun because it is like that. Like you're just not making contact at the major league level. You get sent down to AAA, and you're not making contact at AAA. You get sent down to AA. And all of a sudden, okay, now you're getting that batting average up. Now you're making contact. You're getting the timing. And, okay, and then your confidence goes up, too. And maybe you'll be able to come back up to AAA. So that's where I make the baseball comparisons because ECHL is AA, technically, if you can call it that. Charlie Stramel, who's been one of the elite prospects for the Minnesota Wild this year. Absolutely, on Hockey Database anyway. But elite prospects. Yeah. Man, he was in the World Junior Championships 2 years ago with only 3 assists. 2 years ago, though. Michigan State, he's more than a point a game. He's having a great senior season. 20 games, 12 goals, 14 assists for 26 points, and he's a +22 on the season. It does help that Michigan's good, but hey, he's one of the reasons why they're good. Good job, Charlie. Keep it rolling. First round pick, 21st overall in 2023. Leskovar is the one I was getting mixed up with the Wild, the Iowa Wild, the Iowa Heartlanders, and all them. 3 games with Iowa, -1. Yeah. ECHL, Iowa Heartlanders, 17 games, 2 goals, and a -7. Okay. All right, Stevie. Big guy, though. I'm not going to say anything that'll piss you off. Big guy, strong guy. Looks very tough. He does. Wutski. Red Deer Rebels formerly, I believe, right? Didn't he move around to the Moose Jaw Warriors? Yeah. Again, I talk about this every week. He's facing a firing squad there because the save percentage is higher. The goals against average is about a whole goal higher. What the heck? So, yes, the save percentage it was like about 3% higher, but the goals against average is almost a goal extra a game given up. So, yes, he's facing a lot of shots in Moose Jaw. 3.64 goals against average, save percentage of over 90, whereas he was about 2.7 in the goals against average and a save percentage of 89 with the Red Deer Rebels. Sebastian Soiani, 4 points at the major league level. Good for him. This would be in Finland, Liga, SM Liga. 1 goal, 3 assists in 29 games, -1. He's a right shot defenseman from Tampere, Finland. Ryder Ritchie, Boston University, 11 points, 21 games, -4. Thankfully, he is just 19, so we'll see how he continues to develop. We would like to see that. Steve William watch, what the hell? I'm just going to wind up coming back all the time. 14 games, 4 points for Vancouver, and he's a -7. So, it is what it is. Growing pains, That's what it is. Justin Kipke, 20-year-old first-year college guy, Arizona State University Sun Devils. 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points in 22 games. So the point number's coming up a little bit for him. Carter Klippenstein, left shot, left wing, 28 points in 38 games for the Brandon Wheat Kings, but also 74 penalty minutes. This is, of course, at in the Ontario Hockey League, the OHL. And now I'm getting the spinning wheel, which is always wonderful. Liam Medovsky, we're almost done. Looking at some of these last couple of prospects that are a bit younger here. Also in the OHL, 37 games, 24 points. +4 though, okay. Right shot, right wing for him. North Bay Battalion. This is kind of pokey here. Adam Benek, all of us got excited about him. Yeah, we'll see. Great showing at the World Juniors. 7 games, 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 total points for the Czech Republic. So good job. He was a +4 officially. 49 points now in 29 games as he's returned to the Brantford Bulldogs of the OHL. A +24 on the season. He was a 4th round pick, kind of that Zuccarello-like body. Very short guy. Theodor Hallqvist, again, 3 points at the, you could call it the AAA level. Like the AHL level for Sweden. 3 points in 25 games and a -11. At the junior level, pretty good, +6. 5 assists in 11 games. And at the major pro in Sweden, 7 games, 1 assist. That's all you need to know. Plus the fact he was born in 2007. He is definitely the youngest prospect in the system at the moment. So we'll see what happens. I'm not thinking he's the second coming of whoever. Thinking of some of the great defensemen that have come throughout the years, like with the Detroit Red Wings and such. So kind of blank, and my brain's kind of sleepy here, and I apologize. But generally speaking, the prospects, I don't know. It is what it is. Some players are taking some small steps forward. Charlie Strumell, I think, is taking the largest step this year. And, well, he'll be in the pros next year, one way or another, be it the AHL or the NHL. I'm afraid to put him in Iowa. I'm terrified. I'm scared. I would hate to see Charlie Strumell be like 20 games, 5 points, -13. Like, oh my God, I might fall out of my chair crying. Like, I can't deal with it anymore. I'm tired of it. Oh no, 8 points. I'm sorry, but he's a -14. Oh, whoops. Just sick of it. With that said, we'll take a quick break and wrap things up with Fan Interaction. And we are back here on Brave the Wild, final segment, Fan Interaction. Always appreciate those of you that get involved, and it's awesome. So I do believe, yes, at Brave the Wild, Facebook.com/Brave the Wild, and on Instagram, Brave the Wild _MN. So really appreciate those of you there. What just happened here? Looks like Derek was replying to something we were saying, maybe, or was this last week? Oh yeah, Derek was saying this is interesting. Yep, so yeah, I'm going to definitely keep this in the conversation. Merit Hughesed had 4 goals and an assist and a 10-2 win over the New York Rangers. Did the Minnesota Wild undervalue what they had in the Speedy Russian Center? Yep, yeah, that's crazy. Because this is pre-lightning round, you could say, because it's a few days earlier. I would say yes. I'd rather have him than like a Ben Jones and some of these other guys. Yes, I would absolutely rather have him. And it's a shame. Like, he might not be this stud or anything, but I don't know. I think the Wild blew it by just kind of like, what did we get for him again? That big guy that doesn't do anything? Wait, he had a couple of good moments for Pittsburgh at the beginning of the season, but BFD, as Joe Souchere might say. 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points on the year, definitely a career high. Because, yes, obviously 7 points in 57 games with the Wild was kind of BFD-like as well. But still, it's, I don't know, he was 23. He's 23 now. I mean, at the time, what was he? 22. Duh. Okay, sorry. Simple math there because it was a year ago. But I don't know. It was dare we say it was a shitty trade. I think it was. Morty jumps in and says, it really didn't make sense unless you are Billy and only saw a small guy. I wonder what his matrix looked like for the Wild. If I remember, they weren't very good. Similar to Hinostrosa's, I think. But would rather have Hughesed. Yes, I would too. Especially when you consider, like, Hinostrosa's in his 30s. Derek replied with the hashtag BDWMN to bring that to the conversation. Yep, I mean, that's a player I've brought up a little bit, and Sorry, some tomato juice, delicious. That's a player I brought up in the past, because again, you look at your bottom three, whatever, and it's like bottom six, bottom three, and especially the bottom three, and it's like, you know what I mean? The Tyler Pitlicks, the Ben Joneses. God bless him, he scored a goal. It took half our lives, but he did. He scored a goal, yes. A goal. Hughesed scored 4. And, and he's got 9 on the season and 20 total points. And I don't know. I'd rather have Hughesed, and I know Ben Jones is more of a replacement and all that. He's like a 13th, 14th forward type of guy. But still, that's kind of the point. Like, who do the Wild have down there? So they made a mistake, yes. And the big guy they brought in just does nothing for you. He's just I don't know, BS. B as in B, S as in S. I'm trying to even look that guy up again. Because I know he was on Pittsburgh. We just flat let him go in free agency. And you give up all of that. It's beyond depressing. Justin Brizo, that's what it was. He had 1 goal, 1 assist in 19 games. He's got 20 points this year. 12 goals, but obviously a hot start. That's funny. Yeah, he's got 12 points somewhere else. And then with Minnesota, 2 bleeping points. Did nothing for us in the post. Oh, we got him for the postseason. Yeah, sure we did. Boy, that sure meant a lot. And the Nyquist mistake. And then he did it again with Winnipeg, which was funny as hell a few weeks back now. This one bugs me. It bugs me. I remember at the time thinking that I was like, no. You're not giving up the franchise here, but still, it's a shitty trade. It's just, pardon my French. There's a couple of BTW men's here where okay, that was that conversation. Let's back up. There might be another one here, or is it the same one? It's a different one. Okay, good. Derek was saying, this is Derek Felska of the Creases podcast, by the way, are there any NHL teams you strongly dislike? If so, who? If not, why not? I'll respond in a second. Wildchild just responds with the Dallas Divers because Norm Green still sucks. Agree. Dallas Stars, yes, and Colorado Avalanche, absolutely, and I don't like the fan base either. The Denver Nuggets, I hate them with a passion. That's the NBA. Same fan base, same town, bunch of assholes there. I'm saying it. They're a bunch of assholes. Call me childish for saying it, but they drive me nuts. Blackhawk fans, I hated the Blackhawks and all that. But, it's like they would talk, but then it's kind of like we'd slap each other on the back and have a good time, have fun conversation, be it Twitter or whatever. Something about Chicago, and that's why I have a soft spot for the Chicago Bears a little bit, especially in the postseason now, and especially against the bleeping Packers. That was awesome. I don't mind Chicago fans. People think, they talk a lot of bleep. Yeah, but they're actually kind of cool. Colorado, they're not cool. They're just like bleep you. You're a moron Minnesota person. Ha ha ha. Like that's kind of how Colorado is. The state of Colorado, the city of Denver, I would move there in a heartbeat just because, it's kind of cool. But the fan bases, they're annoying. Like Oklahoma City, that's the weirdest one of all. You'd think they would be kind of cool people. It's Oklahoma, dang it. But they're kind of assholes too. It's really weird. But it's a fan base. It's probably just the city itself versus the state. I don't know. You could say I have more of a country bumpkinish side, even though I'm more of a suburbanite. You'd think I'd lean more city, but nah, I lean more country than city. I'm telling you, just personality-wise. On the Shire side, this and that. But, I'm going on and on here. But, yes, of course, the Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. I should flip that question to the Crease Assist podcast if I can remember, and I really should. Because I'd like to hear what they have to say, too. Not just to say, I'm giving it back at you. Nah. No, I think it's a fun conversation. I'd like to hear what people strongly dislike. Stars, Colorado, way up at the top of the list. You'd think I'd say Buffalo, but no, I like Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I like the Sabres. I like the Buffalo Bills. In the NFL, it's the Chiefs. The NBA, it's the Warriors. Oh, God. And the Nuggets. The Nuggets, of course. Portland got under my skin forever, too, in the NBA. Oh, my God. Ugh. Got under my skin. Oklahoma, I don't like right now. Blah, blah, blah. So I could go on all day. Hockey, I'm going all over the place. It's the Avalanche and the Avalanche and the Dallas Stars, definitely. Blackhawk fans and St. Louis fans have treated me well historically. Sharks fans are some of the coolest people on earth. At least, I miss Storts out there. He's a cool guy, Haven't talked to him as a Chris Storts. Yep, man, I miss you, man. Yeah, because I know he stopped doing he left the podcast. There's like other people doing it. It's kind of a group of guys. Teal Town, so pretty cool people out there. It's funny how it's with a similar fan base to like what the Golden State Warriors might be, but maybe I'll get off of that. So I have nothing against the Sharks, of course not. In fact, I like what they're doing. I just hate losing to them. Damn it. So yes, Blackhawks, excuse me, not the Blackhawks. Maybe the team in the past and all that. Not the fan base though. Avalanche and Stars. It's kind of the whole enchilada there. So yep, that was a fun one. I'm gonna throw it back your direction if I can frickin' remember and not forget. Yeah, that was cool. Thanks for that. That was fun. Okay, so the little polls here, well, big polls you could say, because they get votes and they get. Yep, I was sure to retweet from Derek. Where will the U.S. men's hockey team finish in Milan in the 2026 Olympic Games? I, believe it or not, did pick the gold. Still right now, silver is leading, but I won't let the cat out of the bag. I'm probably letting too much out. My response was, I'm stepping on in faith and saying gold. It's about time they got over the hump and brought it home for the first time in 46 years. Yeah, because the Miracle on Ice was almost 50 years ago now. Isn't that sad? So now to the women's side, same question. Where are they going to place? It's like gold. Yeah, I picked gold there too. I said gold. They've historically dominated the tournament, and why not keep it coming? Yep. So, yes, I sound a little optimistic on both sides, but the women probably. I mean, that one's dominating in the gold. Again, not to let the cat out of the bag. But the men, the silver is leading right now. It's got a few days left, and they probably got a show coming up this weekend, and frankly, I hope they do. That would be increased success. So we're going to have Jay Bushy lead things off, Dan Gladden style here for the 91 Twins. And then we'll wrap we'll have one more, and then we'll wrap things up with the lightning round from Derek. Of course, we already had kind of a mini lightning round at the beginning, but that's okay. Jay Bushy, thank you always for joining the show. I really appreciate you. Both Gus, Bus, and the Wall, excuse me, Gus, Bus, and the Wall have given up some soft goals lately. Any concerns? Yes, lots and lots. Yes, they have given up soft goals. I think Wallstedt's been worse. Gustafsson has been the better goalie of late. I think it's going to be an ebb and flow off and on during the course of the season. Concerned, not majorly, but it's growing. It's growing if it doesn't improve. It's one of those kind of things. Because goalies, they ebb and flow during the course of the season, just like in the playoff run years ago. Like Manny, it's like it's Manny, oh, now it's Ruley, now it's Manny, now it's Ruley, that kind of thing. So it might be that kind of a fun playoff run here. We'll see. Because I think going with one goalie in the postseason would be a mistake. Unless he's so hot, it's like we're winning the Stanley Cup because he's, like Tim Thomas, with the Boston Bruins years ago. And they rewarded him by letting him go in free agency. How lame was that? That was mean. Tim Thomas, he was a good goalie, at least for a while, in that 2011 Boston Bruins team. And funny, they haven't won a Stanley Cup since, and they've had their chances. Great question, Jay. And yes, my concern level, though, 1 to 10, 10 being like, oh boy, we're bleeped, and 1 being like, no, we got the best goalie tandem in the world. Concern level is 4. I'll say 4. 4, gun to my head. It's concerning, but it's not super bad yet. Pascal Hersinger, I hope I'm saying it correctly. Great to hear from you. It's the first time, I do believe. He says, where are the minimum normal performances from our top players? I'm going to give a follow if I haven't yet. Oh, he followed. I'll follow back. Sorry, Pascal. You are officially followed by Brave the Wild. Pardon me. Where are the minimum normal performances from our top players? Where are the tactical adjustments from the coaching team? Why have we been failing to score goals for the last few games? Why are the special teams so bad? Whew. Kind of a combination of things, I guess you could say. Minimum normal performance from it's a very fancy wording. I kind of like it, actually, Pascal. I do. Man, yeah, it's been lacking. It has been lacking. Kaprizov has had his moments, and yeah, even you could hear frustration from him in one of the post games here. I believe that was against the Islanders, where he's like, "Yeah, I had my chances, just didn't score." He was kind of mad at himself. You could hear it. He's frustrated. Tactical adjustments from the coaching team. Yeah, it'd be nice to see some more lineup changes. I think some, shuffling the lines is what I'm trying to say. Shuffling the lines around. Sometimes they get kind of stuck in their ways. Even Dean Evison, that was kind of his undoing here in Minnesota. Might be similar in Columbus. Haven't followed Columbus super close because they're in the East, but whereas John Hines, I swear every coaching gets stubborn at times. They're kind of comfortable with the way certain things are set up, and they are afraid to make changes, and it's frustrating. And that's probably leading towards why they've been failing to score goals in the last few games, and why are the special teams so bad. Kind of similar situations. Maybe kind of stubborn, kind of sticking with the same old thing over and over and over again, rather than making changes when needed. And of course, it also shows that this team does need to make at least one more significant trade coming up here, and I hope it comes soon, and I hope it's a really good one. Hope the Wild can pull off another nice trade here without giving up the farm. But thank you, Pascal. That was cool. Great to hear from you, and hope to hear from you again. That was nice. I hope that was a decent answer and not a lame answer also. So that's kind of the vibe I get. Like, stubbornness is what happens with coaches sometimes. So so the Derek Filesco lightning round is here. And how about them Bears and Bills? Okay, I'm just kidding. And Patriots, yes. Scroll down, Joey. Here we go. So we got 4 here. It's a 4-bagger, a grand salami. Number one. Has Quinn Hughes made some of the other Wild players a bit lazy, as his ability to move the puck and create has made them more passive in the offensive zone? Yeah, that might be one of the answers for Pascal up there. Maybe guys are getting kind of... It's like they're... sometimes it's like they're kind of watching the superstar player rather than helping the superstar player. Like, oh, he's got it. It's Quinn Hughes. Oh, my God. Wow, look at him go. Well, he'll save us in the end. And it's like, that's bad habits. Again, so, yeah, Derek may have kind of answered Pascal there with that one. That could be. And, yes, I don't doubt that's happening. I do believe that Faber is benefiting in a big way, and he's been good, generally speaking. But I don't know. Generally speaking, on the offensive side, maybe defensively, not so much. So Faber and Hughes have benefited each other, whereas other players, maybe on the offensive side, the forwards have been, maybe they've been watching more and kind of relying more on Quinn Hughes than they should, and that's not going to help at the end of the day. Hopefully players can adjust at the end of the day. So here we go. Next one, former Wild head coach Dean Evison got the axe from the Columbus Blue Jackets and was replaced by 70-year-old Rick Bowness. Isn't that the darndest thing? What do you think caused Dean's downfall in Columbus? I do believe it's probably a lot of the similar things here, maybe stubbornness, kind of the same lineups over and over again. This is what we do. That's what I'm kind of guessing. Like I was saying, I don't fall super close to the Columbus Blue Jackets, but still, more than likely, it's kind of a similar situation, along with, generally speaking, the team maybe just, I don't know, not responding to the strategies and such. It's not reciprocating, that type of thing. Rick Bowness, that's a crazy 70 years old, too. So probably a guy that should be in his final position might be the last couple of years of his career. But yes, I'm thinking it's more kind of similar, the similar stubbornness that, hey, I'm a damn good coach and blah, blah, blah. I know what I'm doing. And sometimes that doesn't get you too far. It didn't help Jerry Burns with the Vikings, did it? As long as I'm in this job, Schneckel will be the offensive coach. It's like, okay. Well, that certainly wouldn't work today, would it? And God bless Jerry Burns, by the way. Next, if the Minnesota Wild were published by an NES video game publisher, who would it be? Konami. I'd like to say Konami. But, well, you notice what I keep putting out is Capcom because of hockey. It's always Capcom because of Mega Man and all that. And I'm kind of annoyed with Capcom because they screwed up my video game flashback podcast, at least the Mega Man episodes, a bit by saying, I don't even want to get into it. It made me mad, though. Let's just put it that way. The shows are still there, but doggone it. They were messed around a bit, unfortunately. I kind of lean Capcom for that very reason, because of obviously you look at Brave the Wild. It's got Mega Man. It's got a Mega Man vibe to it. Mega Man looks like a hockey player, that type of thing. But I'm guessing, he's saying if the Wild in general. Well, Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I mean, otherwise you could say, I don't think it's LJN. That would probably be like, I don't even know right now, like the Blackhawks or something right now with the way they just can't seem to get it done. When they start to look improved and then all of a sudden they're back to not being good. Teams like that, the Sharks years ago, that'd be like LJN. Final one here. Nope. Yes, final one. Why do you think the Minnesota Wild seem to shoot less when they are facing below average goaltenders or ones that have been struggling of late? Why do we suddenly decide to overpass, handle the puck against clubs like that? Probably thinking like we'll find a way, maybe just getting cute. Like we'll find a way to score against this guy. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we're just going to have fun now because this is going to be easy peasy Japanesey. And that's probably what it is. You know, sometimes it is like that. Like even, you know, some of us in the past, like you're playing against guys that aren't as good, you start to try to get kind of fancy-dancy and have some fun out there because against, you know, better defense supposedly, like say like you're playing pickup basketball or something, you're going to try to execute as perfect as possible about what, oh, these guys, we can just score at will against these guys, and then you get fancy-dancy, and it's stupid, and that's probably what it is, in my humble opinion, which is unfortunate and annoying, because it's costing the Wild games, and that's BS. So, great thoughts, Derek. Awesome. With that said, so with that, we're going to call it a show. Hopefully the Minnesota Wild can get more points than we did this past weekend. What were we looking at? The possible, I guess it's going to be like 5 out of 8. That's not even that good, is it? But that's kind of what I'm predicting at the moment. So we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully 6 out of 8, hopefully 7 out of 8. But right now I'm thinking 5. Hopefully I'm wrong, whereas the Wild proved me wrong in a good way. With that said, so shout-outs, of course, Crease Assist Podcast, highly recommended. Awesome conversation. Looking forward to that possibly coming up this weekend. We'll see. But oftentimes they record and upload on the weekends. So look forward to that. Otherwise, MNW Young Guns, huge respect going their direction. MNW Prospects, of course. Minnesota Wild Global on Facebook. With that said, we're going to bid adieu for this week. Come back and hopefully the Wild can come out of the snide.
Hi, I'm Andrew Yang. You may remember me as being the guy who wanted to get money into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, I'm still at it, and I'm now the founder of Noble Mobile, the first carrier that pays you to use your phone less. With Noble, you get unlimited talk, text, and 5G data on the T-Mobile network, and you can earn up to $20 cash back a month for getting off your phone. Try it for just $10 a month. Go to noblemobile.com/yang10. That's noblemobile.com and use my code YANG10 to get paid to use your phone less.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.